Hi, my name is Anouk Kruithof and I'm a visual artist living between Brussels, the Netherlands and Cotopaxi, Suriname, in the middle of the Amazon forest sometimes. And here in Museum Tinguely I show my project Universal Tongue and as well another a little bit older video work called Crybaby. I think before you start working you always need to have this kind of itchy feeling. If you think about certain topics, I always react on some things that I would describe as show the nerves of the time, as well as in relation to where I live. And I quite have lived in many different places. So of course you're also influenced by that. But I think when you get a little bit angry or you feel resistance or wonder or something is really itching you in relation to a subject, for me it's the motivation to start making art. Everyone is a dancer and it's something that really connects the human family. It's also interesting about dance that you don't need to know why and it's already meaningful in itself. So when I was somehow watching more and more videos of dancing online, because I think since the webcam came and later the mobile phone, a lot of people start to record themselves and use social media and the internet public as their public. There is a whole media culture of this programmed videos of humans, groups or singles or duos recording themselves, and I got really addicted watching that on the internet because it's some kind of chain of people recording themselves and it really is some kind of like a window towards learning about the world, because you see all these different environments of course and different cultures and kind of dance moves. Well, I started finding a team of researchers based all over the world, because of course when you search in another language and with another IP address, so geographical location of your computer, you have other results. So it was very important when you want to do something about dances represented on the internet from each country in the world. You need to start to work with various people based everywhere. So we gathered all together 8,800 videos. That was 250 hours. And from there we started with a team of rough cut editors, the people who just cut out the less relevant parts of videos and if there was too much repetition. So Universal Tongue has a soundtrack of 4 hours, just like the 8 films take 4 hours. The music you hear is subtracted from the original found footage and by Koen, a music composer, edited into this track. And to have the soundtrack, for example the first hour, it gave the editors something to hold on, to be as neutral or objective as possible in cutting and remixing without like checking whether a certain dance style connects to another one. It has to be really eclectic mix, so more listening to the sound and then try to edit the video footage. And by doing that is exactly that you have the feeling once you walk through this video installation that there is even stronger this connectedness between the people, even so the footage and the people themselves, the backgrounds, the way the dress is completely different. You still have the feeling that the way we are connected by this human body using it to express joy or anger or resistance or certain energy or whatever it can be, what you do when you dance. It brings this more the meaning into the world. That was of course the idea also, to make it in that way. It's actually to not be specific, the work. The idea is the contrary. It gets somehow the same value, I think, through the way the work is made and the way it's edited. So you can't make any hierarchy anymore. That's important, but at the same time, when you watch it and you're there a couple of hours, of course you see also a celebration of this diversity, because it's so fantastic, the diverse, the clothing and the kind of styles. You can also see how rich that is, you know, when you see all these cultures represented by these people dancing, and especially the way they dress, then you get just lost. And I think that's important, when you get just lost in all this footage. The footage from Crybaby, it's beginning of 2017 when I start to make that world, and I was quite fascinated when I found all these recordings of melting glaciers made by amateurs or tourists who actually went on expeditions to watch this phenomena, which of course is a natural phenomena, but it's increased a lot, of course, in the last years as a cause of the climate change. So it's so, yeah, this footage had exactly that in it, this itchiness that you don't know how to really deal with it, because obviously it's very attractive, it's very aesthetic and beautiful because it's a natural phenomena. I mean, who doesn't love water, ice? And I think only the disastrous element is when you see parts of humanity, civilization involved. For example, when a flood would wash away children or animals or houses, then all of a sudden we will react in a very concerning way. But by this amateur footage of the melting glaciers, you just see the nature, and you can't see through that footage how disastrous the effects are for the planet as well as for humanity. So that makes it interesting, you know, but it's also very strange, because the people who recorded it, they are almost applauding the glaciers to fall, and they are talking like, "Hey baby," they say, or they're yelling at it. And yeah, it's really like if it's an entertainment park or some element of amusement is in the footage. So it makes the footage very, yeah, difficult somehow to look at it, like the beauty, and then this underlayer of this totally wrong, you know, what you see there. It's very emotional also, you know, when you see this, of course, as a metaphor also for something falling apart or breaking apart. And that in itself is also maybe what is happening slowly with this world. When you find that online, you are really like, okay, I need to do something with it, you know, make my work myself. But sometimes I think it's very interesting to have the internet where everybody starts to share, because it really opens up the window to the world, what's going on. And that's an interesting resource as an artist to include that in your practice. At least for me it is.